Hi guys, my name's Catherine. I'm one of the tutors here at Chegg. I typically tutor science, some math, English, and Spanish, and today we are going to be talking about a neuroscience topic or a psychology topic, depending on your opinion, and that is blindsight. So when we're talking about blindsight, the first thing that we need to cover are the basics of the visual system. So you have here this lovely diagram where you have your two eyes right here, and both of your eyes perceive information, right? And so there's a space in the middle that both eyes are going to perceive, and then either side is just for one eye. So the space that an eye perceives, so just if I close one eye, like everything that this eye can see, that range of vision to like there, and then like there, that's one hemifield for that one eye, and then my other eye has a different hemifield. So you can see here with the left eye, everything that's in this area here that's just colored in red is only perceived by the left eye, stuff here only by the right, and then shared by both. So that information is picked up by what are called photoreceptors in the eye, and then they travel down the optic nerve. Then at the optic chiasm, some of that information switches over to the other side of the path. Another word for that is decussation, or you could say that it decussates. So after that, you end up with all of the information from the left side of the body on the left side of the optic tract, and all of the information from the right side of the body on the right side of the optic tract. That information travels down to the optic radiations, which then innervate or attach onto the primary visual cortex. It's not usually this spaced out, but what I wanted to make sure you understood was that the information then switches over again in the primary visual cortex, so that all of the information from the right side of the body gets processed on the left visual cortex, or the left primary visual cortex. And all of the information from the right side of the body, or sorry, the left, gets processed on the right side of the primary visual cortex. So depending on where you have problems or lesions, which is another word for a cut, in this process, you'll end up with different problems. For example, if you lost like right there, you would lose the ability to see everything. This part right here, let me see if I can circle. You would lose this part here, but you wouldn't lose the middle bit because the right eye still got it, and you wouldn't lose this part all the way over here. And if you were to cut here, you would lose everything from the right side of your body, no matter which eye it was on. But more importantly, if we're talking about blindsight, then the error or the lesion is not here in the nerve, it's not in the optic chiasm or the optic tract or radiations, it's all the way back here in the primary visual cortex. So if you have a lesion in your left primary visual cortex, you will lose information from the right side of the body. And if you have a lesion in the right visual cortex, you will lose information from the left side of the body. But here's what's so interesting about blindsight, is that you would think, well, if that's cut, then, let me just put it here, like, oh, if this is cut, then, you can't receive any information from the left side of the body. It's a done deal. They can't perceive anything. But it turns out that that's not true. So even though a person reports that they don't have any sort of vision or perception, in this case on the left side of their body, if a researcher holds up like 3 fingers and goes, how many fingers am I holding up? Like right outside of where the other eye would be able to see, they'll say, I have no idea. I've told you, I have blindsight. But if the researcher pushes them and says, oh, just take a guess. How many fingers do you think that I might be throwing up? And they'll kind of like roll their eyes. They think it's a really stupid experiment. And they'll say, I don't know, 3. And it turns out that they get it right way more often than they would if it were just chance. Now, no one is saying that people with blindsight are pretending that they can't perceive things. They really can't attend to those things. But because there's neurological activity in other parts of the brain, other parts of the visual process that are past the primary visual cortex, we think that the information is actually bypassing this part, bypassing the broken primary visual cortex and getting to those deeper layers anyways, which is how, even though they don't know that they're perceiving things, they're still picking up information from that side that's broken. And we're not really sure exactly how it happens. It's still a matter of study, but it is like incredibly interesting. And that pretty much does it for Blindsight. I hope that you found this this video informational. And if you would like to tutor privately, you can always find me on Chegg. I would be happy to do it. And that's just about it.